Hello again. The continuing drama about the Bibbi Stockholm barge has been carefully staged as a distraction from the fact that the government of this country is doing nothing at all to prevent illegal immigration to Britain. The same is true of the court cases about Rwanda and the ludicrous idea that asylum seekers might be flown to Ascension Island in the South Atlantic. None of these things have any bearing at all on the crisis engulfing us, and all have been simply waved about as a distraction, so that it looks as though genuine efforts are being made to tackle the terrible situation of large-scale immigration. The Bibbi Stockholm business is a marvellous example of how this works. Bear in mind that at full capacity this vessel could only accommodate around 500 people, but that 50% more than that arrived yesterday alone. It is a drop in the ocean and utterly irrelevant to dealing with the situation. However, this has given the government a chance to talk tough and then show everybody how crooked lawyers are frustrating the plans they have to sort things out. Having managed to get the Bibbi Stockholm into the headlines for weeks, all those on board have now had to be evacuated because it seems that there is Legionnaire's disease and TB on board. Back to the drawing board. The flights to Rwanda are being used in the same way by being presented as a solution to the problem. Does anybody really think that even if the courts stop blocking the scheme, that 750 asylum seekers a day are going to be flown to Africa? Of course not. And yet that is what it would need if we really want to avoid having to put up more asylum seekers in hotels. That's how many landed yesterday. The government has neither the will nor the intention of putting a stop to any sort of immigration to this country. They will blame it on lawyers, the courts, the Human Rights Act, and 100 other things, but really they don't care. Why should they? They have to look as though they're trying to do something about it, because they know that a lot of people are bothered about illegal immigration. Unfortunately, every effort they make fails because of other people's wickedness. Watching the government at work on this is like seeing a silent film slapstick routine of two men trying to get a piano up some stairs. They keep banging into things, knocking each other over. The piano starts sliding down, they break stuff. In the end, they still can't get the job done. It's funny watching Laurel and Hardy doing a routine of this kind, but not quite so amusing when you're watching a bunch of people screwing up your country permanently. Nevertheless, it is the same principle. The actors know that they're not going to get the piano up the stairs without mishap, but they have to look as though they want to do it, and that only a series of increasingly dramatic mishaps prevent them from being able to achieve that end. Surely people don't really believe that all the business with the Bibbi Stockholm, the fuss about fire regulations, the comparison with Grenfell Tower, the difficulty getting any of the asylum seekers onto the ship on Monday, with the lawyers intervening because either their clients were afraid of water or something, and now the discovery of TB and Legionnaire's disease, followed by the evacuation of the vessel today, are just haphazard misfortunes. It is staged. While we are focusing on that ship or considering the rival merits of Rwanda or Ascension Island, to neither of which place a single illegal immigrant will ever be sent, the boats continue to cross the channel with young men on board who will be in this country forever. We are being played for mugs, and I'm worried that not everybody is able to see the game. Instead of thinking about ways to keep them, support them, where to take them and all the rest of it, the only way of dealing with this problem is to stop them entering Britain. And that is something which this government, nor a Labour government if they get in next year, will ever do.